What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I have my favorite deck in Modern right now, and that is 4-color supervillains. I think that this deck might be the best deck in Modern right now, and let me explain why. So starting with the mana base, you have a mana base that's built around Dwarven Mine. This deck is very similar to the Velomachus turns deck, except for I cut the whole Velomachus / turns part of the deck. And I feel like it's just better with the way the format is shaped because Emrakul is a much more powerful card than Velomachus in the sense that it doesn't get hit by very much removal. Yeah, it can get chained to the rocks or solitude, but that's not that common. It can also get sacrificed, but your deck is like naturally good against that because you got cards like Dwarven Mine and Hard Evidence, and also you can Indomitable Creativity at instant speed with Teferi. So the other great part about this deck is that it's extremely consistent. As you can see, we have 24 lands, a ton of fetches. One thing about the deck that's changed as of recently, we had 2 Stomping Grounds, we had 3 Steam Vents, and now we're down to 2 Steam Vents and a Stomping Ground, basically just like increasing the number of fetches. So we have a ridiculous number of fetches. Moving on to our 1-drops, we have Lightning Bolt and Prismatic Ending, which I think are the best like 1-drop removal-esque cards in the format, which allow you to deal with Monkey and Dragon's Rage Chandler or Asmo. Like you have some great answers to some of the very best decks right now. On top of that, you have Hard Evidence. So you may be thinking, oh, why is this card in the deck? And let me tell you, this card will surprise you. If you have ever played with Thraben Inspector in Standard, you know that card was truly dominant and frustrating to play against. Just like Thraben Inspector, Hard Evidence is an 0/3 that investigates, which gives you 2 targets for Indomitable Creativity. Also, it's a sorcery, right? So it's like making a token, so it doesn't mess with your Indomitable Creativity. So it happens to be like the perfect card. And an 0/3 blocks a monkey. So it's super relevant in this format, very low cost, and also gives this deck much more reason to have an island in it. Moving on, we got delays. I had 4 delays in the deck before, but I decided to do like kind of a split again, which I had before, because since it's like probably the worst card in the deck, if we had like Memory Lapse or something like that come out that we could replace it with, I certainly would. But for right now, I want like a mixture so it doesn't feel like I'm flooding out on delay type effects. Remand cycles, whereas delay doesn't, but sometimes you just need the actual counter spell part. Because delay pairs super well with Teferi. If you didn't know, when a card comes off suspend, it can't be cast because of Teferi's ability. Moving on, we got Wrenn and Six. Cards absolutely busted, especially when your ultimate is relevant, as well as Dwarven Mine makes Wrenn sticking around a lot more relevant, right? Wrenn making 1/1s and making a land drop, that's quite incredible. Teferi protects your combo, deals with things that you can't deal with at that moment, whether it's Blood Moon or Chalice of the Void. Prismari Command, a necessary evil in the deck, creates a treasure token, deals with artifacts, but mainly you can filter your hands just in case you draw that Emrakul and you need to get rid of it. It's like one of the best ways to do that. And plus, artifacts are pretty big right now, so I think the card is absolutely fantastic. So Nahiri is very interesting. It is basically the 5th and 6th copy of Indomitable Creativity. You may be wondering, why aren't you playing Transmogrify? I think that you don't need more than 4 Indomitable Creativities. Nahiri helps you deal with stuff like Blood Moon and Urza Saga, which I think is way more important. while giving you Emrakul in a completely different way. I think that is really important. And then lastly, we got a Shark Typhoon. The Shark Typhoon is an alternate win condition just in case our Emrakul is dealt with and we can't like land a Wrenn and Six as well. So yeah, the deck is extremely consistent. Doesn't really need any cantrips because the cantrip in this deck is Hard Evidence. Moving on to the sideboard, we got a Plains because Blood Moon is a problem for this deck, and the Plains allows you to play stuff like Prismatic Ending and Nahiri, which deals with that. Then we got Flusterstorm, great against Control, great against Cascade. Alpine Moon, great against Urza Saga, fine against Amulet Titan. Then we got Shattering Spree, which deals with all of those Urza Saga decks. Aether Gust for Amulet Titan, and is fine against some red decks like Blue Red Prowess. And then Rest in Peace, because I think that Living End is your absolute worst matchup. So in that matchup, Rest in Peace affects them so much more than you. It basically turns off their entire game plan that you're willing to play it, even though it affects your Wrenn and Six negatively. Moving on, we got Mystical Dispute. Just you are a combo deck in some sort, so it's pretty good protection. And then lastly, the newly added Serra's Emissary. And the reason why I decided to add this was because of Canister's new Elementals deck, which plays for Solitude. Which is a problem for Emrakul. So if I'm able to go get a Serra's Emissary and an Emrakul, I can just name creature, and that should do the trick. And so that's basically the thought process behind Serra's Emissary. I think this deck is the most busted deck in the format right now. So let's hop into some gameplay and let me convince you. All right. Let's see what our opening hand is. Solid opening hand. We're on the play. We got some counter spells. I think I'm going to just start off with the Wooded Foothills, pass the turn, probably get a Jeskai Triome. Depends on what our opponent does. Alright, what do we see? Dragon's Rage Chandler, sure. We'll go ahead and get that. Untap. Alright, we just have to shock here and pass this turn. Next turn is either going to be Ketria Triome or the Teferi. The reason why I decided to play it like this is because I need to leave open the delay / remand. Wow. That's quite incredible. I have to delay this, because if I remand it, it will be a lot worse for me. It sure will. Okay, they're gonna draw here, and I have a couple of choices. Alright, I decided I am just going to deal with that, play our Arid Mesa, and pass the turn. We got a Remand open. Alright, I'll just grab a green source here. Interesting. I'm just gonna play the Wrenn. Happy to plus. Reason why I decided to go down this line rather than playing the Teferi is because we can try to go for it next turn. And I think it lines up better next turn anyways. Alright, so they started off with a bubble. This seems like a Luris. No thank you. We'll just go ahead and get our Dwarven Mine. Remand that. And yeah, already having like a good mixture seems like a great idea. So they're gonna draw. Now we get to slam our Teferi, and it guaranteed deals with something problematic. Delay, excellent draw, blue white, and we can get blue off of this. Yeah, that's fine. I will go ahead and plus just in case they play the Kroxa and I don't have a way to deal with it. This is quite incredible. Oh, they're holding Unholy Heat. That is certainly not allowed. Not allowed. Easy counter. Protect our Teferi. Go ahead and counter it. They've got to have another one. If they can't deal with this situation after that. 2 cards at random. It's fine. Oh, doesn't have protection from... Oh my god. It has protection from white. And they made us discard both of our cards that... like... protect us against that. Ooh, that's good. I'll go ahead and start off by cycling. Oh, that's kind of scary. Oh, that's cool. Plus... plus... Alright, we're gonna have to block that for a bit. Protection from white, we got double hard evidence. We don't have that much to worry about. As long as they can't deal with their Teferi, then I think we're looking alright. Alright. Inquisition is not gonna help you here. It's crabs for days. It's a lot of crabs. Oh, they tapped their Shiza. They tapped their Shiza. That's not good. The fact that they have the Shiza, that's not good for me, honestly. They're just straight attacking me. I'm just gonna go ahead and block. need to fetch. Go ahead and draw. Not what I'm looking for. I'm down to start off with a minus. That's pretty good. Oh, I can just deal with that now, because that was very problematic. I'll go ahead and grab this. And I'll hit this. I'll hit one of those. And I guess I'll play the island. Alright, still looking good. We have lethal next turn. Alright, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, Wrenn goes to 1. Then it's Lurrus time, I guess. No, it's Kroxa time. Sure, we know their last card is Lurrus. Yeah, whatever. They're dead. Okay, let's think about this. We know Rest in Peace does really well against them. It hits Kroxa and it hits Lurrus and it hits the 1/1. So Dragon's Rage Chandler. So we can bring in Rest in Peace. I mean, delay was good that game, but it's not always gonna be like that great. I also want to bring in 2 Gust. Something like this. We could bring in Serra's Emissary over the Shark Typhoon. Nah. Alright, we got our game plan ready to go. We'll keep this. In order for them to win this matchup, they've got to just destroy me in the early game, and this hand is pretty good. It's a monkey. This is actually kind of tough, but I think I'm just going to go with the hard evidence because it guarantees me to double spell next turn. I think that's important. But that does not work the way you want it to work. Well, I mean, I will let you get in the head. That's totally fine. Totally fine with me. Oh. It's a bad draw, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this, play another hard evidence, and you can't block again. Okay, yeah, they really don't want to play anymore. Well, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Make sure you check out the sideboard guide in the description. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't played this deck, once you play it, you will feel the power. So make sure you play it before you make your final decision on the deck. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.